is the boat doctor, the Union Fuji. Getting some logs. Still got some more to load. I normally don't do this because you never know, new boats, used boats. I test all the service boats out. I do all the consignment boats, all the demos, set up all the electronics. And I do these videos again for the customer. When they get the boat, they can look back at this. And it does help other people that are looking for a boat. Again, there's ain't no money in it for me. It's just to help the customer. But if you look, normally I don't do this until I run them and get everything set up. But I have a little extra time today, so I'm going to take a chance on everything. But look how that boat sits in the water. Doesn't even draft. Look at that. Right up there, way out of the water. Stable. Oh, there's Mr. Mug. Hey, Mug, how you doing? You want? No, I'll drink you later. You just sit there and chill. Huh, get it? Look even here. Just barely up the sides. Nice and level. But I mean, it is deep. And like I said, when you stand up here, most boats, when you get into one of these and you stand up here, look at this. It doesn't lean, but most of them will just go down real hard. Look at that. I mean, unbelievable. Now, this here I showed you comes out, which is really neat. And then if you go up here, you can lift that up. It's got a shock. Really nice. Grab handle, so you don't grab onto this. Always use this. Ha ha! A cup holder. And you know what the best part of this whole thing is? Huh? You want me to tell you? I'll tell you. Garmin. Ho ho ho! You're the man, buddy. I like Garmin and Yamaha. They're good. Okay, I went through all these lights and everything with you, auto builder and stuff. So what I'm going to do is trim the motor down. And typically what I do when I load these boats, if there's people here, I'll pull them to the back. But I also trim the motor down before I park the truck. Because what will happen, you'll get in a hurry, you'll come up, you'll start it, and the motor will be out of the water. And you'll hear blah, 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 shut her off quick, okay? Now, listen to the speed. Hear that? If that happens, you hear that, and all of a sudden goes, just a little bit, and then say, just get that lower unit in the water like this. Now this is fuel injected, make sure it's in neutral. See how, this is brand new, right? So, that means this primer bulb, got to make sure, and this is why, like I said, a lot of times I don't start these up, the videos, until I get everything working like it should. There you go. So this is brand new, out of a box. Whoop. Just got to get gas up into the filter. There you go. So I know it's going to fire, so I'll trim it the rest of the way down. There you go. Pump it a few more times, get that gas up in there. Now after I get this primed, you shouldn't have to do this. There, see? Trim her down. And I always look back here when I'm initially running them to make sure there's no like this film. See how I'm seeing a little gas film? But that could be when they put gas in here when they put that bulb. So I just kind of keep an eye on that. Because that way you don't have no, if you do have a lot of that film, then that means your hose ain't hooked up right. But it looks pretty good. And I'll know when I get out there, I shut it off and check it again. And before I take off, I always put it in gear. Then I check the throttle. I don't want to get out there and the linkage ain't hooked up for the throttle of the ships. Then what I can do is I can turn this on. Just hold that button. There you go. And when it beeps at you, like beep, 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 it will here in a second. You just clear it because it's going to pick up some latitude and longitude once it finds that. Now see how it says United States? I got to set all that stuff up. English, off, yes. Shallow water alarm, yes. And then I'm going to change the alarm. So you use this button here. Back. I'll change that later. So now I'm ready for the setup. And I just go down here and get over and then hit this right here, the system, then hit check. Now I'm going to do this when I'm out there. Same thing with the radio. Then we're going to hit the nav lights, which I already showed you. So and then I steer it left and right. That's good. Then I'm going to look back here. Nope, no gas back there. Good water flow. And here's another thing I check for too. Okay, is if that motor's shaking, like, look at there. If it's going like this at the dock, now you're going to have a little, but if it's doing that 10 to 1, if you let it run for a minute, don't take off. You probably got water somehow. Maybe the gas cap was left open. You had water. Gas station had water in there. An easy way to clean it out. You just take the cowling off. You go to the gas filter inside. You pull the one that's coming from the primer bulb off and pump it, and you'll see it pump slow. And if it just comes out like water and you can't smell it, that means water. You can typically get that out. I'm just saying. But look how stable. I can walk side to side in this piece of cake. And then here's another nice thing with this boat here. I can sit here. I don't even have to get out of the boat. And again, I normally don't do this because stuff normally goes wrong. You know, new boats, used boats, it really doesn't matter. And see how I tied that really easy. So you can just pull it in. Then when I pull it in, I take this, the longer line, like this. Then I go back to the cleat like this, so it doesn't fall in the water, and I just put this up here. And I'm gonna move my mug. Don't let me forget my mug though. Okay, that's in. I know I'm floating away. Probably gonna drink this, so I'm gonna change spots. Put this over here. Now we're drifting perfect. That's another nice thing on these things too. See how it loaded up your satellite. So when you first turn it on, it's going to go beep, 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 beep. Just hit clear or push the center button. But look at this tracking on here. Granted, it's calm right now. Looks like it's slack tide, moving out just slowly. But look at that. Or you can just spin it like this. Give it a little gas like that. Bring it back into neutral. Put it in forward. Look, you got total control. So then you bring her out here, and then what you can do is just put this in gear like this. You go off of your tack right here. You push the mode button until it says hours. Then you push the set button for about until the T comes up, about 2-3 seconds. Release it. Then hold the mode button until it says troll. Then when you hit this, it's going to go up 50 every time I push it. There's 800, there's 850, 900. Then you go down, and it should bring it down about 600. There you go, 600, 650. Now to stop that, all you do is you push, give it a little gas to where that T pops up, hit that, right? Then when you do it again, hit it again. And you shouldn't have these lower numbers will go off eventually. There. You just have to keep pushing on this, because if once you do it, it'll turn that off. So that's your troll mode. You got to have a tank of gas. So then what I'm going to do, instead of just trolling this, because you shouldn't really troll on a brand new motor for about 2 hours. I'd rather have you vary the speed for the first 2 hours. Half throttle, 3/4 throttle, full throttle, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. In 10 hours to 30 hours, you should do the first service. There is a charge. Call your dealer and set up an appointment. After that, change the oil yourself, okay? So right now it's 9:37, so we started at almost 10 minutes. So when this gets to 9:40, I'm going to change to a second part. So right now, I'm going to turn the motor off because there's no need of having that run. Now right here it says display, right here. So I'm just going to hit the check mark, which means yes, backlight 100%. I want to go back. I just hit this back area. So I'm going to kind of go through this real quick because this is an easy sky view. That's how many satellites. Now Garmin's are really good. This is why I like Garmin's. Look at all the satellites instantly. I could take this unit and throw it down there, boom, without a GPS antenna. They're one of the best, okay? So then you go back, and WAS, you want to make sure that's on. That's for our territory satellites. So WAS is on. Go back. Now keyboard find system information, event log, shut down system information. Yaha, this is a Striker Vivid 7CV. You can see all about it right there. Go back. Garmin devices, you don't have any of those. Whoops, go back. Go back. Okay. Simulator, you always want to make sure that's off. Auto power I turned off. Language is English. Wi-Fi, if you want to hook up to Wi-Fi to go through active captain. And it looks like the tide's coming in right now. So it was slack, it's just coming in. So now I'm going to look here, see what time I got. Yep, see. So I'm going to go to part 2. All right. Boat Doctor out, 1550 Stabi Fisher Pro Fish. Cool boat, man. But I'm going to put it through his test like I told you.